The One Piece card game features not only original art designed for the game itself, but moments taken straight out of the manga and the anime. Hello Internet, I am the hero of Julios once again with another One Piece card game video, and in this video we'll be talking about the art found on the cards, more specifically the manga art found on these cards, and even more specific than that, the leader cards that have manga panels involved with them. Set 3 has already come out in Japan, and with it the announcement of these amazing alternate art leaders, but in sets 1 and 2, the art for the alt arts was pulled straight out of the manga, and some of it from very famous scenes in One Piece. I figured it would be kind of fun to talk about the very first set, as well as the first 4 starter decks, and where exactly did this art come from. One last thing I would like to add is I did get some help finding a couple of these artworks, so I will leave credit where it's due in the description of the video down below. Starting off with the very first starter deck, we have Luffy standing in a come at me pose, which comes all the way back to when the manga was advertised in America. Looking back, it's still pretty wild to see Luffy in an American newspaper right alongside... is that Bill Clinton? The other 3 leaders, unfortunately, aren't as exciting as that, given that they're just taken from introductory panels. The green starter deck, Eustace Kid, was pulled from his first New World appearance in Chapter 677, right after he witnessed Caesar Clown's gas weapon, the Land of the Dead, and right before meeting with Hawkins and Apu for talks of an alliance. However, this alliance was cut short in Chapter 795 when Kaido made his first full frontal appearance, and then his subsequent bashing of their collective heads. Crocodiles was also a first appearance in Chapter 155 when he showed up to save the people of Nanohana from Poo-Poo. Yes, that's right, his name is Poo-Poo. You don't even learn that in the manga, that's actually from a data book. Moving on from the starter decks, we will hit the One Piece 01 Romance Dawn leader that took me the least amount of time to find, Kozuki Oden, who made his first physical appearance in Chapter 960 as he was chowing down some Oden on the funeral pyre of a dear friend of his that he once knew. A very Oden entrance, and I'm really glad that the alt art actually, involved this. Plus, this is one of the few alt art leaders that I actually own, so it's kind of a nifty little thing for me. Trafalgar Laws, as I was informed, took place in Chapter 724, as he was tagging in for Sanji to fight Doflamingo all on his lonesome. On the note of fights, Crocodile's art comes from Chapter 199, when he was looking down at Luffy before our next chapter, where Water Luffy would show him what's what. Personally, I would love to see Water Luffy as a Dawn card, but I think more likely in the 4th set that still hasn't announced its Dawn card, we will, see either Alabasta or Dressrosa's scene that's, very important. I think it's going to be the X, where they all have the X on their arm as they're waving goodbye to Vivi. Well, not waving goodbye, but showing the solidarity. I think that's the most likely next Dawn card, but I'm getting a little off subject, so back into it. Going from panels to covers, we will take out not only 1, but 3 alt art leaders, because Luffy's alt art comes from the cover of Volume 97, Kaido's comes from the Volume 94, and Zoro rounds us off with Volume 69. Nice. King's took a while, because I combed through all of Onigashima, like the Onigashima raid, looking, chapter by chapter. Fortunately, the One Piece wiki is extremely helpful in that it keeps track of who actually appeared in the chapter, so I was able to skip any chapter that didn't feature King, only to find that King wasn't in any of the chapters, not the art we're looking for. The art actually comes from a color spread on Chapter 1006. This art features all of Kaido's top brass, and I would not be shocked if the rest of his crew didn't eventually get alt arts pulled from this color spread. And finally, the most difficult one for me to find, without getting help from someone else, was the most self-centered, most villainously delighting in his own evil villain, Don Quixote Doflamingo. Now, give yourselves a minute, pause the video if you need more time to think about it, but guess where this art comes from. Did you guess his first appearance in, when he first showed up with Bartholomew Kuma to Maryjois? No, that wasn't it. Did you guess when he went to Impel Down? No, not there. Did you guess a cover of a volume or a color spread? Oh, did you? Well, you're wrong. Volume 77, which we'll get to the cover of this one. We'll get to that later. Features this lovely artwork right at the start of Luffy. But not only does it start off like a normal manga, we get a bonus cover. So not only did we get the usual Luffy here, like this kind of art, no. Oda graced us with an extra one. This extra one is where the alt art comes from. I accidentally found this one after 2 hours of searching. I feel dumb. But also, how obscure is some of this going to get? And I greatly look forward to trying to find any other manga panels they want to reference to. The gauntlet has been thrown, Bandai. I will find them. Also, as a special thank you for sticking around for finding out all of this video, I would like to point out that the Dawn card from Romance Dawn is the very last panel of Chapter 1, when Luffy sets out to sea and triumphantly claims that he is going to be the king of the pirates. This was a fun project for me because I didn't see anyone else doing this. I was curious about where this art comes from. I knew a couple panels, but I couldn't put my finger on others, so let me know in the comments if you want me to continue this. I've already done some research into OP2's leaders, not to mention the countless event panels, and the starter decks have characters with manga panels pulled. There's also the anime to look into if I really want to get crazy with it. But as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. This is the Hero of Julios, Xing out.